Yo, what's going on YouTube? Energetic here, back with another video. So for today's video, guys, we have another team rate video. This is episode 7. So if you guys want to be a part of this series, basically all you have to do is send your teams to me on my Twitter DMs. So first off, be like, oh, can I be in your team rate video? I'll be like, sure, or I'll let you know when you can be in it, and then I'll let you know when to send your team. So basically, this video we have 5 new teams from different people who submitted their teams, and yeah, we're just gonna get straight into this, man. All right, so the first team we got submitted by GBLAZN. So he's got Alex Caruso, Pink Diamond Kawhi, Pink Diamond Paul George, Dan Issel, Pau Gasol, and he's got Bingo Smith, Desmond Mason, Giannis, Luol Deng, and Dino Radja. Okay, so first off, for a rate, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm probably gonna give you like an 8. This is not a bad team. This is not a bad team whatsoever. I'm gonna give you an 8 because the opals that you do have, they're not the best. Like the Alex Caruso is good. I would keep him for now, but the Dan Issel is like probably one of the worst opals. But I would still keep him for now. And I see you only have 13k MT, so you might want to keep him for now. So like yeah, so 8 out of 10 basically. But what I would do personally is I would probably drop the Kawhi. I think that's the first. I think the Kawhi and the Giannis are your priorities that you should get rid of, because I don't think that they are like those are like the oldest players you have there. So I would highly recommend you probably get rid of those first. Somebody who can replace Kawhi, I would say. I mean, there's a lot of players. Brandon Roy can replace Kawhi right there. You can use a Pink Diamond Klay Thompson, not the lights out. You can use there's a ton of players you can use actually, but you can use some of the Spotlight Sims. I don't know if you have any Spotlight Sims, but if you don't have Cam Reddish, you can use that. But yeah, don't use the Klay Thompson that you have at the end of the bench. Just I would go for Cam Reddish, maybe have him there, or actually I would start Desmond Mason and then have maybe Cam Reddish come off the bench. But basically, what you want to do is you want to replace Kawhi, replace Giannis. And also, Luol Deng, he can't really rebound, so don't run him at the power forward. Run him at the small forward. If you really want to keep Giannis, run Luol at the small forward and Giannis at the power forward. Giannis is taller, and he has more rebounding badges. There's no point in having Luol at the 4. But yeah, so have Luol Deng at the 3, and then have Giannis at the 4. Unless you want to replace Giannis, which I do recommend you do. If you want to replace him, you can get some of the Campus Legends centers, or you can get somebody like Harry Giles, who's actually pretty good. So yeah, those are my suggestions to you, and I hope that helps. All right, so for the next team, we've got Clamps54L. So he's got Alex Caruso, Pink Diamond Tracy, Luol Deng, Chris Webber, Bobo. And he's got Desmond Mason, Brandon Roy, Andrew Wiggins. He's got Dino and Manute Ball. So I'm going to give this team, this is like another 8. I think this is another 8. And the reason I say that is because you got a lot of good Pink Diamonds. Personally, I would probably just sell Tracy, because I think you got him off the TTO. If I'm not mistaken, you probably got him off the TTO boards. I think you did, right? Because you sent me this today when he just got put on the boards. So I would sell Tracy because he is going for a good amount. So you can definitely, I mean, he's a buy now, but he's somebody you can sell for a good amount, right? So I would sell him, and then I would start I would start Andrew Wiggins at the shooting guard. And then you can keep Brandon Roy, Desmond Mason off the bench. You can run the Desmond Mason at the point guard if you want. Have Brandon Roy at that shooting guard. That small forward position, you're gonna have to fill it up with somebody else. You can get what's it called, after you sell Tracy, you can get like Michael Redd. And if you want, you can just have Michael Redd start over Andrew Wiggins, and then have Andrew Wiggins like stay right there at that small forward position. And then you can just keep Dino and Ball, or Manute Ball. So yeah, that's what I would do. But if you want to improve your team, you got to get more opals. So the first priority I would say is to replace Chris Webber, because he doesn't have range extender. And he's not a bad card, don't get me wrong, he's not a bad card at all, but your team is good, so you want to replace like the weakest links, which I do think Chris Webber is your weakest link right now. So definitely look to replace him, because he's like, he's the main guy that you need to replace. You need to get somebody who has range extender and clamps. Chris Webber's good, but you can drop him for somebody else. I would actually have Dino starting over Chris Webber. I don't know why you have Dino off the bench. So yeah, that's really what you can do if I were you. Other than that, you just got to get more opals for your team. And yeah, bro, I hope that helps. All right, so for this next team, this was submitted by Joris LeBron. So basically, he's got Opal, Magic, Brennan Roy, Tracy, Dino, Taco. Off the bench, he's got Dwayne Wade, Cam, Dr. J, James Worthy, and Wilt Chamberlain. All right, so I'm gonna give this team like an 8.5. I give it 8.5. I feel like this is like the perfect 8.5. So my main priority would be to replace Brennan Roy, Tracy, Cam, and probably D Wade. Those would be, I mean, like those guys are all good players, right? But first, you gotta replace the Tracy. I don't know if you just got him today from the TTO board or what, but that's first. You gotta replace him, okay? Because he's not gonna cut it, bro. He's not gonna cut it. He is older now. He's not bad, but he's older now. So if you want to make your team better, you need a good small forward. Probably an Opal small forward. Honestly, I might start that Dr. J over Tracy. But if you don't want to start him, you can get another Opal small forward. Karolinko is good. Melo's good. Katie's good. I know those guys are expensive, but if you want to make your team better, you got to get somebody like that. You can get Hedo Turkoglu if you want to run him at the small forward. Those are all options that you can do. Larry Bird, you can run him at the small forward. So yeah, for the shooting guard, you want to get another Opal shooting guard over him. Once you get another Opal shooting guard over Brandon Roy, drop Cam and have Brandon Roy where Cam is at. And then basically, yeah, you would have Brandon Roy at the bench. Suggestions would be Jordan is my favorite, but you can run somebody like, if you want to run Caruso at the shooting guard, you can do that because he's 6'5", so he's tall enough to be able to run the shooting guard. You know, that's not a bad choice. D Book, Vince, Clyde, like those are all options. Clyde is actually kind of cheap, so you can go with him. And yeah, and if you happen to get Opal Tracy off the TTO boards, you can definitely run him. So I would do that if I were you, bro. Get those players. And those would be my main priorities. For a point guard over D Wade, you want to get a tall point guard who's an Opal. So if you end up not running Caruso at the shooting guard, then run Caruso at the point guard over D Wade. Or you know, if you can afford any of the other tall point guards, I don't know if you can get Ben, but if you can get any of the other tall point guards, you know, you want to do that. Oscar, Luca, like any of those guys would be, or Alonzo. I feel like Alonzo would be a best fit because he is cheaper than like the other guys I just named, so that would probably be a good fit for you. All right, so the next team is submitted by Zombie Killer. So he's got Pink Diamond Nash, Spencer Dinwiddie, Buddy Hield, Aaron Gordon, Wilt. He's got Diamond Jamal Murray, Tony Kukoc, Diamond John Morant, I was about to say power forward Simmons. I mean, he is power forward Simmons, but Diamond Ben Simmons, and then Josh Smith. So I'm kind of confused as to how you're organizing your team, to be honest. You don't really have it like organized properly, which is the first thing you need to work on. But if I'm gonna give you a team rate, I'm gonna give this like a 6.5. The reason I say that is because a lot of the players that you have, they're better players for all of the players that you have. So literally each player that you have, there's better versions of them. So I mean, not better versions of that specific player, but there are better cards out than every single person that you have on your team. So really what you want to do is just work on a bench first. Well, the Wilt Chamberlain has to go ASAP. But work on a bench, like get rid of the Jamal. I guess you can keep Tony for now, but you can have the Ja Morant where the Jamal is at. I would just drop Jamal entirely. I would drop Ben and drop Josh Smith entirely. Get some pink diamond big men. Suggestions would be Dino, and any Campus Legends big man should serve you pretty well. Get those guys. Have one of them replace Wilt, and then have the other two replace Ben and Josh Smith. And then you're gonna need to improve the diamonds. Like I said, if you can get somebody over Ja Morant, over all those guys, that'll be good. Also for the starting lineup, I'm not a big fan of the Spencer Dinwiddie. Not a big fan of the Buddy Hield at the small forward. He's 6'4". He's way too small for that. Aaron Gordon, not a fan of running him at the power forward because he can't rebound. So those are all guys you need to improve. Have Aaron Gordon run the 3. Drop Buddy Hield entirely. I would drop Spencer Dinwiddie as well, and I would get maybe some Spotlight Sim Diamond players to replace them, because those Spotlight Sim Diamonds are good, or maybe you can get some Pink Diamonds if you want. There are plenty of options for you. Desmond Mason is a good shooting guard. Andrew Wiggins is a good shooting guard, or you can play him at the small forward. Michael Redd is a good shooting guard. So you have a ton of options. These guys that you have, a lot of them are outdated, so you want to replace them. That's why I give you 6.5. I mean, like, this is not terrible, but it can use a lot of work. So what I would do is, I would just use some budget filters to snipe to get more MT to be able to buy some of these players after you sell some of those. If you want to sell them, that is, unless you want to get your collector level, but I'm sure you'll sell them to get your MT so you can buy the other players. So yeah, that's really all my suggestions to you, bro. All right, so for the last and final team, we've got TCP. This is Noah, right? Yeah, this is Noah. Basically, he's got Opal, James Harden, Brandon Roy, Brandon Ingram, Pascal, Jackson Haynes. Off the bench, he's got D-Wade, Van Arsdale, Brian Scalabrine, Giannis, and Bogut. I'm going to give this team an 8 out of 10. The reason I give this team an 8 out of 10 is because you don't really have many Opals. So the Opals are going to make your team better. But you do have good players. Like, all your players are good. Don't get me wrong. Except for the Bogut. I would drop him ASAP. But the first priorities that I would get rid of are the Giannis and the Bogut. The Bogut is just bad, and then the Giannis is old. So you want to replace those two. I would get Dino over Giannis, and I would also get probably Greg Oden, Ralph Sampson, any one of those guys over that Bogut. So, and then you might want to just start one of those pink diamonds over Jackson Haynes and have Jackson Haynes where Bogut is at. So yeah. Good thing you got Pascal at the power forward. That's good. Brandon Ingram is good for the small forward. I don't know why you have Van Arsdale off the bench for Brandon Roy. I heard that Van Arsdale is pretty good, so maybe I would start him. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb and the Brandon Roy's better. I don't think he is though. Let me actually look at it right now. I'm gonna go on MTDB. I'm gonna look at Van Arsdale just to see how many badges he has real quick. 40 Hall of Fame badges and 14 gold. You have him over You have him coming off the bench for Brandon Roy. It doesn't make any sense when Brandon Roy has 20 Hall of Fame badges and 21 gold. So now, yeah, start Van Arsdale for sure. Start him over what's it called, Brandon Roy, and then yeah, you'll be good. So you want to get more Opals. Suggestions for you? Yeah, I mean, I think that's 290k. The picture's a little bit blurry because when you sent it to me, it was really small, and I had to expand it, which made it blurry. But suggestions I would say Alex Caruso for that D-Wade. Brandon Roy, have him come off the bench. Brian Scalabrine, you can keep him. Once you make those suggestions, or once you make those improvements that I told you about, you can we can talk further about whatever it is that you want to do next. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We are on the road to 20k. Appreciate you guys for all the love and support, man. I also stream every day, so definitely want to tune into those. Have those notifications on and be ready, man. I stream every day, so you want to tune into there, get all your questions answered, whatever, just have a good time, a nice chill stream, man. But yeah, like I said, we're on the road to 20k, so if you're new, hit the sub, hit the like button, and yeah, with that said, guys, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.